Spring is coming. It's the first not too bad day in quite a while. It's not freezing cold, and actually if you look close, there was some melting earlier this afternoon. Although it's getting cold again. But the koi all look really well down there. And there's the big giant orange one. And of course there's more koi under the other cold frames as well. And at the fourth pond covered is the goldfish pond. And hopefully we'll get a good look at that soon. Take everything down and get it all ready for spring. So the pumps have been running all year, and I haven't serviced them since last September, October. So it's a good thing I have a good filter, and it allows it to run all winter. And until winter's gone, I'm staying in here. Look at how beautiful spring is in here. It's so cute. Yes, I love my little cage here. I don't know if I showed you this. I got this cage at one of the dollar stores. And I remember thinking, wow, that's a nice cage. It didn't come with the flowers or the plant or the fairy. It was just the cage. And it was $4 at the dollar store, because of course not everything's $1. It's a lie now. And the flowers I got at the secondhand store, glued them on and stuck a bit of moss and some of those that succulent, the string of pearls or whatever, and I put a little fairy after I caught her. I caught a fairy. Look, I caught a fairy. Oh, they're gonna take me away. Yeah, everything's coming really nice in the beautiful greenhouse. Oh, I found that at the secondhand store. And this, and I just thought it looked really cute with my little homemade set here with the fairies. And there's a little baby in there sleeping. Oh yeah, that's to clean the glass. I usually hide it away. But look at how nice that fish tank looks. That's the all-natural light coming in from the greenhouse. This side I keep, there's like insulation behind it. And I just like to keep it covered. We don't need sun coming in everywhere. It's the north side anyway. And when I sit here, I don't want people seeing me. I don't know. It works really good this way anyway. They can't see me anyway because there's insulation. I've insulated that wall of the greenhouse because it's the north side, and that helps to keep it warmer. As well as the walls are really thick, right? And I know it's just done with duct tape and cheap bubble wrap that I got for free from work because they throw it out. It comes packed with some of the goods, and then it goes into recycling. They throw it out, and I thought I would just recycle it. And look at how beautiful that came out. Like, I've been working on this side. I tried not to overdo it, but it looks like it actually is very beautiful to look at. Like, even myself, I'm still stunned at how nice it came out. This is an old bird I had stuck to something else, and I put it here instead of another air plant, because the air plants are expensive. So, you know, like, this bird looks really cute there. And I have another little bird there as well. And look at the guppies. They're constantly hungry. And then this windy, twisty piece is from the hops. I have an old hops plant from last year, and it's like wood, and they don't regrow on the old wood. And so it, you know, it complements the whole look. It's very fairy-ish. I still have to finish now. I have to move that plant and then finish this side. So that bottom half is not finished. I stopped about here, and Well, if you're going to try to replicate this, try to get the old wood, like the one without any bark, right? And that's preferably this color. That way you know it's old and very, very dry. And those pieces are very light and they stick very fast. I like that white sand at the bottom. Yes, look at the guppies. Come into the glass. There's a female. Everything came out just beautiful. And then you don't have to have an air plant. You can use cheap spiders like these pieces here. I stuck one in there in September and it's actually growing really nice now. Like it's quite a thick clump right there. It's doing quite nicely. And then the spiders in here are so resilient and they're so beautiful, and the color on them, they're so dark green. And I move them all the time when I'm servicing the filter, and they're so resilient. And that's a beautiful little vine. And we've got hornwort. And there's a plantain down there. And yeah, everything looks beautiful. I love how it turned out. Like you, basically you're going to stick a little bit of glue and in the wedges and then stuff very dry moss. Like I could stuff a bit more moss here to pack it in tight, right? You want it tight, everything tight. But I'm not quite done with this side here. I need to get some more material. This stick here is green. It's not going to probably hold very long. She'll come off easy. See, she's moving already. Because nothing really adheres very well to green. It's just temporary, and it still has its bark. So I'll have to replace that one. But it'll be okay for now, as long as it doesn't get too wet. Definitely cannot put that outside the first rain, and it'll all fall apart. So you want to have super dry material when you're choosing sticks. And there is a pile out in the middle of the prairies where I take the dogs, where there's a very old set of trees from a very old farm, and there's wood that's been laying around for very many years in the hot sun, and so it's just perfect. But I tried not to do too much, you know, and this is on a wire so he can move this little mushroom. I think it's so cute. I don't know, I didn't want to overdo it. You don't have to have the flowers, you know, and you don't have to have the fairies. You can do maybe little frogs and maybe a little bunny or a nature scene, or just leave it with however you like. But even if you had like a terrarium, this would complement a terrarium as well, really nice. This would be beautiful if you had a terrarium. You could do this to a terrarium very easily. But, yeah, it all came out really nice. And that is a quick look. And I have a little butterfly. But, yeah, there's a whole new set of males. Like, this is a new generation. This is Generation Alpha. Alpha is the generation right now being born of kids. And that is today in Canada.